severely overestimated how much paint that took. I'll do that bit, but...
I reckon you'll be able to get it on again.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing that we used to do on the tall ship was put it in the fridge.
Yeah, try that.
Fridge. It's a stinker. Oh, it's a stinky paint. How do you like your brain cells? Do you like them fried? Get out of here, you. Whew. You like them fried, boiled, or poached? The good stuff. The roller can't deal with the paint either.
What's that?
Falling apart. Yeah, for doing another coat, but I might come down and get one.
Alrighty team, today I'm going to glue the capping rail on this aft end, and I mixed up too much glue, so I'm probably going to go ahead and glue everything on now. YOLO, I guess, just give it a go and get it on. Yeah, see how we go with this aft one. It's quite a curve on it, so hopefully it'll bend in okay. And it's the most tricky one, and then after that should be easier. Way too much glue. Why is that not going down? It's bad. Better. Okay, not too bad. Now I just got to get rid of the glue somehow. difficult thing to get in. Also tension. There. I reckon I can probably screw that down now. Okay. Well, the cockpit coaming is on and done. I'm really happy with it. It's a touch high, I guess, for the look, but we sacrifice with safety a little bit there in the cockpit. We really want our cockpit coaming to be a safe sort of cocoon that you can be in and secure. So that was quite important. So therefore it's a touch higher than I'd like, but that's such is life. The deck is now at the point where I cannot walk without tripping over, so it's time, unfortunately, for a tidy up, a re-evaluation of where we're at with the cockpit, and maybe I'll trim the plugs off, give it a quick sand, I'll see. But first things first is something I don't want to do, and that's cleaning up. Enjoy. Okay, today is an exciting day. Now that the capping rail of the cockpit is glued and sanded down, and I've also plugged it, I'm going to apply D1 Dexolay oil. It's not really like ready for oil, but with IFCA not here, it's important to get it sort of saturated and stabilised where it is. I don't want any movement in the wood while it's up here in this sort of different environment with the sun coming in. IFCA's unfortunately gone to the Netherlands for family health reasons. She's not going there for a holiday as such, but I'm sticking around and pushing on with Thankyou. She'll be gone for a couple of weeks. Usually IFCA does the oiling and makes it look really good, and how do I say, I don't know, she makes oiling wood look good. So I'm going to try my best to not slap it on and go mat crazy with it, and apply it nicely. It's going to take, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 coats throughout the day, letting it sort of soak in and applying another coat, and then you wipe it off at the end of the day. There is one thing that I'm very disappointed with, well, yeah, pretty disappointed, is the plugs. When we screwed down the capping rail, I drilled a 16mm hole for a plug, and then I went and cut with our plug cutter that I thought was 16mm. Turns out I think it's 5/8, which is 15.88 or something like that. And now there's this tiny sort of ring of epoxy around the plugs. So I think I'm going to maybe rebore the plugs at some point so that they fit nicely. It's definitely going to irritate me for the lifetime of Tark Iron. So I will redo the plugs, but for now I just want to get the wood covered up and safe. So buckle up and enjoy this bit of oiling. So now I'm just going over with a rag and wiping off the excess. I've applied 6 coats over, you know, a couple of hours. I just wipe the excess oil off. Which is quite a bit. Okay, welcome. It's bitterly cold outside, so I've started the diesel heater. That's the slight groan in the background, the noise. It's just warming up. I'm going to get some hot air circulating. I'm flipping over to a bit of engineering for a bit here. I'm just arranging the fuel system for our better 60 horsepower diesel engine. It has a fuel filter on it, but we're going to also add dual water filter separators so that we can switch between the two, and we're going to make our own sort of valve system so that we can move between tanks, and the battery's going to run out. We'll reconvene in a minute. Okay. I was trying to explain the diesel system before, but the camera ran out of battery. Alrighty folks, the diesel system. So I've been working pretty hard trying to get the fuel system sorted for Thankyou. We have 2 tanks, which means we need 2 supplies and 2 returns, 2 fillers, 2 breathers. It's all sort of double of everything. But I've made a sort of panel here, which I'll show you, of valves so that we can cross between the 2 filters. We've got 2 water separator filters, so we can choose one and then swap to the other one if we want to. We can arrange our tankage and where we're returning to, drawing from, and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't look like much work for a lot of invested time and energy, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'll give you a little look. And yeah. This is my very crude document of fuel and the system. Not very complicated, but when you put it out on a piece of plywood, it looks drastically different. I'll show you that. Okay team, what we have here, 2 filters, we have a fuel pump, we have valves on either end of these filters so that we can section off and choose a filter we want to use. These are 3-way valves, so fuel will sort of come in and then it can circulate through. This pump is designed to sort of bleed the system and force fuel around the system if we need to, and we can just simply change with this valve. Same goes for the return. So we've also got a return line that comes in and return back to one tank or the other tank, and you can just choose which one you'd like to use. Obviously you should use them both at the same time, so both arrows up, or both handles up, or both handles down, and not to forget to have one of the filters in operation. They come out, tee into another pipe, and then this will be one for the engine and one for the diesel heater and stove. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to remove all this system, paint the board behind, and I'll be able to reinstall it. Make this sausage. Almost ready. Make this sausage. No, it is. Nice.
Go get him. Go get him.
What do you reckon he would do if you ran him along like I did? You know, when you kicked him out of the seat, out of the chair. You think he would walk the whole way? You slow enough,